Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Zaim Azizi bin Muhammad Saleh. My metric number is S70581, and today I would like to show you on how to use Microsoft Access to do tasks. So firstly, we need to make a table. So first we go to view, go to the design view. So on this table we will put the name on customer. So on the first step we will put customer ID. So on the data type is short text. On the second we put customer name. The data type is also short text. On the third we will put city. For the data type also short text, and the state for the data type is also short text. And lastly, the credit limit. The data type is currency. So we need to, after that we view the datasheet. Yes, save it. And next we need to do another datasheet. Create table, view, design, name as inventory. So on the first we will put item ID. The data type is short text. On the second we will put description. This data type is also short text. On the third we will put the standard cost. This is the currency. The data type for this is currency, and the list price. The data type is currency. And lastly, for the quantity on hand, the data type is quantity, a number. So we put on design. We put on design view. Yes. Also, the next we need to do another table. This table we will put the name on sales. So on the first we need to put invoice. The data type is short text. On the second you put sales date. The data type is date and time. On the third we need to put the salesperson. The name is short text. And next we need to put the customer ID. So this is short text. And lastly, the amount. The data type is currency. So save. And we put on create for the last table. For the last table, go to the design view. Save it for sales inventory. On the first column, we put on invoice. For this, we need to put off the primary key. First on invoice. The data type is short text. On the second, we put the item ID. The data type is short text also. And for next is quantity. The data type is number. And lastly, sales price. The data type is currency. So save it. Yes. After you done checking the data for the table, we will fill on the information. After key in the data, your table will be look like this. Now for the question number 1, we go to the query design, and then we click on inventory, double click it, we put on item ID, description, and quantity on hand. So for the quantity on hand criteria, we put it at more or equal 100, and then you run it. So this is the answer for the question number 1. You need to save it, put as query A. So next, for the next question, we go to the criteria. We go to criteria, we click on query design, and then we click on inventory, and then sales inventory, and then we click on invoice, and then item ID, and then sales price, and then quantity. So under the criteria for invoice, we put in 103, and then we click on run. So this will be the answer for query B. So for the next question, we go to the query design again, and then we go to the, so we click on the table customer, and then we click on sales, and then we click on the salesperson, and then the customer name, and then we, for the criteria under the salesperson, we type on Martinez, and then for the criteria for the customer name, we click on property, and then we click on the unique value, yes, and then we run it. So this will be the question for criteria query C. So for the next question, we go to the query design again, and then include this, and then we go to the customer tables, and then we go to the sales, and then we click on invoice, and then we click on sales.date, double click, and then we click on the salesperson, and then we click on customer name, and lastly we click on amount. So under the amount, for the criteria, we click on over 1500, and then for the sorting, we click on descending, and then we click on run. So this will be the answer for questions D. So for the next question, for the question E, we go to the create, and then we go for the query design, and then we click on inventory, and then we click on sales inventory. So now we click on invoice, item ID, and then we click on description, and then we click on sell price, list price, and then lastly the quantity. And then for the blank table, we click on sell price times quantity, and then we go to the sell price. On the criteria, we put on less than or more than, kind of a square, and then we put on, and we fill it on with list price, close the list, and then on the item ID, we sort on descending, and then we run it. So this will be the answer for question E. So for the next question, for question F, we go to create, go to query design, we click on inventory, sales, and then sales inventory. Then we do it like this, or anywhere, and then we click on invoice, only one, and then we click on sales date, and then we click on item ID, and then we click on sell price, and then we click on quantity, and then on the blank table we put in sale price minus the standard cost, right? Standard cost, close it, and then we divide it by sale price. And then on the sorting, we click on descending, and then we run it. Sorry, after I sorted out the problem, this will be the answer for query F. Yes. Will be see a hashtag over there, but we can extend the table. So this is the answer for query F. So on the next question, this will be a long one. Click on query design, and then we click on inventory, sales, and then sales inventory. For this also you can put it anywhere. So for the first, we click on invoice, and then we click on sale date, and then we click on item ID, we click on sale price, and then for the last table, we click on quantity. Only one. And then on the blank table, we click on sell price minus standard cost times quantity. And then we sort it by descending, sort by the blank table. And then on the invoice, we sort it by ascending. And then we click run. So this will be the answer for query G. So for the next question H, we go to create, and then we go to query design, and then we click on sales. So on this one, we don't need to click anything from the table. We put on number underscore of underscore sales column, just the column count, and then we put it like this, just like that. And then for the next table, we put on month, and then we put on bracket sale date, and then we close it, and then for the criteria, we click on equal 10 to 10, and then we unclick this button, and then we click on run. So from the question, they only wanted the output, not the number of the month. So this will be the answer for the query H. So for the next question, click on create, go to the query design, and then we click on customer, and then we click on state, double click it, and then on the blank, we put in count of customer, and then we put this symbol, and then we put on customer ID, and then we click on sum. On the group bar, we put on count. For the criteria for the state, we put in AZ, and then we click on run. So this will be the answer for the question I. They only wanted the state and the number of customer. So for the next question, which is question J, we click on query design, and then we click on the customer, and then we click on state because the question talks about state, and then on the new blank, we put on count of customer, or this symbol, customer ID, and then we click on total. For the count of customer, we put on count, and then we start out on the state with ascending, and then we run it. So this will be the answer for the question J. So for the next question, we go to the query design, and then we click on sales, and then we click on salesperson, and on the blank table, we put total amount, this symbol, amount, and then we click on total. We wanted the sum of the sales, so put sum, and then we put on the sort in descending, and then we click on run. This will be the answer for question K, for the question K. You click on save. So last and not least, the last question, we go to create, and then we go for the query design, and then we click on inventory, and then we click on sales inventory, and then we click on item ID, description for next, and then we click on the quantity. But on the quantity, we will change the name to total sold, this symbol, quantity. And then we click on total. For the item ID and description, just stay by group by. But on the total sold, we click on sum, and then we put on ascending on the total sold, and then we run it. So this will be the answer for the last question, and then we're going to be saving it. So that was all for the question. So they have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, and lastly L. So this is the answer for the assignment.